Subversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and in today's video, it's the last match I had on the July 17th Hieroglyphic Games Tournament, where I was trying to learn and run cars. I'm playing against a Nemesis control deck with Aimless. So he flips Flamewar, attacks with Aimless, and puts a damage on Prowl. So far, it's been kind of a mixed run on cars. I'll admit I don't think they play to my strengths as a player, and I gotta learn them a little better. I flip Bumblebee, and here I'm not worried about, doing good damage with B on Aimless. I attack B and Aimless. I'm surprised I discard the Reckless Charge. I'd be really curious to see what other actions I had in hand, but I discard that to draw 2. Maybe I'm looking for more weapons, or maybe I'm searching for some untap ability effects that I just didn't have in hand. And then my opponent, Aimless, takes 2 damage here. No big deal. He flips Nemesis. Might as well prep him for either a flip back for the ping 2, since I don't know if he'll cycle through his deck on this turn, or just prep him for the cycle. Plays a secret action and puts tough 2 onto Flamewar, so with that tough 3 that'll be pretty good. Goes into Bumblebee for 2 damage again, not a lot. This is so far not a super high damage game. Put the Energon Axe on B since he's got damage on him. I guess if I had played the Erratic Lightning onto like Wheeljack, then I could have played the Energon Axe on Prowl. I guess I'm still looking for an untap effect, hopefully. But with my opponent's tough here, and with their secret action, they got to put a card on top. I think they mitigate all but 1 damage on a Flamewar. But I'll have a Wheeljack swing coming up soon, and hopefully I can start scrapping some of those extra paddings. They espionage, they pick orange, get rid of a press, decide to flip, flip Nemesis. I put the 2 damage onto B, so he's at 4. And Nemesis going into B again. B's at 9. It's his job to soak up the damage a little bit, so I'm okay with that. Hopefully I've got something here. I play an Erratic Lightning and a secret action, and I know I've got the bold onto Prowl. So now I'm ready to deal some damage. And I'd like to get Flamewar's, group tough off the field if possible. And I know he flipped some double blues, so I felt pretty good about Flamewar, going into Flamewar, and I do get the kill. So that I'm happy with, even though, I was swinging to someone that had the tough 3. Okay, so my opponent brainstorms, and I thought he was about to play Equipment Enthusiast. Oh, there it is. Okay, so he flips Nemesis, brainstorms, plays Equipment Enthusiast, and Pep Talk to try and draw some more cards, trying to hit that Nemesis cycle. Nemesis is in the right mode now. Definitely bad to go through the deck right when Nemesis is in his alt mode. Aimless goes into Bumblebee. Bumblebee's at 13, so he lives with 1, which is, not bad. I'll get an Energon Axe swing. Unfortunately, it'll be into Aimless, because next turn he'll ping B and kill him. Or I guess I get to choose where Nemesis puts that damage next turn, so we'll see if that ends up happening. I've got a Confidence, searching for hopefully something to prep me for the next turn. Because, again, I don't super care about Aimless. Okay, there's I drop the Treasure Hunt and a Pep Talk, it looks like. And I've got a Bashing Shield to get rid of Nemesis' tough armor, which I'm happy with. I'll sacrifice B to a Nemesis swing, because I'll ping someone else, hopefully, if I'm smart enough. And then I'll get a Prowl and Wheeljack swing into Nemesis. I flip Prowl in anticipation of him and Wheeljack both being able to swing into Nemesis next turn. And B swings. With Aimless is tough. It's tough to get anything through, but I do get I do kill Aimless here, and then I've got a Nemesis Aimless swing coming my way. And he could flip to ping, but then he doesn't get that +3, right? So I put the damage on a Prowl, and Nemesis definitely, that he has no problem killing me. But now I've got, if I flip Prowl back, I've got a bold 4 Wheeljack and a bold 1 Prowl swinging into Nemesis. So I'm feeling pretty good here. With the erratic lightning, I am not worried too much about my damage here. I flip, not great, but that's okay. Put 3 damage on Nemesis, and now here, so I'm swinging with 13 damage. Nemesis is at 7 damage onto him. I'm feeling pretty good. He'll probably take out Prowl from this range. Maybe he could take out Wheeljack. But with my weapons and stuff, I think I'm doing all right. So he vaporizes the erratic lightning. I reveal my hiding spot, which protects Wheeljack for a turn. So he kills Prowl, but that's okay, because I've got one last Wheeljack swing. Do I have maybe a Reckless or something to help me get there? So I flip Wheeljack using Start Your Engines, upgrade him with the grenade launcher and draw, and then flip him back for the bold 3 with the erratic lightning or a weapon in my field, and I get 2 double pips. So that is game 1 my way, which I'm pretty happy about. I didn't really get any untap effects, which I feel like Cars needs to be effective. I wonder if I'd have taken less damage overall if I focused on Nemesis before Flamewar, but her, tough 1 to the whole field seems like an effect that you want to get off pretty quickly. And here we're sideboarding. Against the Nemesis control deck, I'm trying to think of what I'd want to sideboard. I guess maybe some more scrapping effects to try and get rid of those tough armors earlier, right? He's relying on the tough armor to cycle his deck to get Nemesis big and protect his guys. So if I can, get rid of a reinforced plating or sparring gear or something, I think that's to good effect. And I'm probably putting in turbo boosters because I seem to be struggling to find my untap effects in game. So I definitely, if there were a couple, I think I would have won a little faster if earlier I had been able to untap a couple times, gotten more advantage out of Bumblebee's attack swing. Point. Ray and I think, were discussing our possible sideboards. He was really concerned about me putting Pierce in the deck, and I don't think there's a lot of value in adding Pierce on top of the orange I've gotten. So I told him that's not the thing he has to worry about. So he goes first. He flips Flamewar, swings Aimless in, gets his double pips out of the way, which I guess I kind of like, putting 1 damage on Wheeljack. So now there's less double pips for me to have to worry about on my return swings for a little while. I go ahead and put a Gyro Blaster on Bumblebee and swing an Aimless, thinking that when Nemesis and Flamewar swing back in, if he's put in some bold effects to try and cycle his deck faster, Bumblebee will prevent some of that. Ray obviously vaporizes the blaster, which I'm fine with, and then puts a Brave on Aimless, which seems like a smart move, trying to get Aimless into the game sooner. Bumblebee takes 6 damage here. And now I'm really hoping I've got something that'll let me swing again with Bumblebee. I don't think I've got it in my hand. I'm thinking about what my options might be. I go ahead and I pep talk here. Hopefully I can pull one of the turbo boosters I've added in, flip Bumblebee to car mode, and get an untap effect off of him. I decided to flip Prowl to prep a bold swing. Here I confuse myself. I think maybe I'm anticipating an untap effect. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense to me. Put Erratic Lightning on Prowl because he is gonna swing in. I've got a guy with Brave, so that means I can't avoid swinging into Aimless, but getting him off the field faster now means getting rid of the other guys if I can't seem to vaporize the Bravery. So now we've got, he's been protecting Flamewar, he flips Nemesis. I go ahead and put 2 more damage on B. I think I'm fine with that, protecting my other guys for a little bit longer. And then let's see, Flamewar might get some armor here to protect her. And she swings into Bumblebee. And nothing here really to protect me, but Flamewar's not swinging with a lot either. Just putting me at 10. And I pick up a Bashing Shield there, which I think makes a lot of sense in this deck. Okay, so there's Start My Engines. Flipping both guys back, that's what I was holding out for. And I untap Bumblebee to swing again. And he'll have his bold effect. Bashing Shield on Wheeljack to get rid of an armor. And then, so I'll swing B, or rather flip B, swing him in Aimless. I guess maybe I didn't have an action to discard there, or maybe I forgot about his effect. That might have been a trigger I missed. See what I can put on Aimless. So I do manage to get rid of Aimless, but now I get a Wheeljack swing into Flamewar. And I think I forgot about Prowl's additional bold there. I deal 3 to Flamewar. If we remember that she should have taken... There it is. So I forgot about Prowl's effect on Wheeljack. Get rid of the... my opponent gets rid of the I Still Function with a Disruptive Entrance, anticipating that he'll be able to kill B this turn. I think I'm sitting okay. Wheeljack has an additional defense on him. Bumblebee's gonna die, but I think that's okay here. Hopefully I can put a weapon on Wheeljack. I know I've got weapons in my scrap pile. So I'll get a decent swing into Flamewar to try and take her tough out of the game, and Nemesis still hasn't procced. So he goes Nemesis into Bumblebee to protect Flamewar. I guess, you know, keep his tough 1. But, I mean, he is exposing Nemesis for me to get some swings in on. Enforcement Batons on Prowl to get rid of Aimless. I feel pretty good about that. And I go ahead and press the advantage on Prowl and Nemesis to swing Prowl and Nemesis here. And here I just found out from my opponent that he's not running Quartermaster in his Aimless deck, so there's no way for him to bring Aimless back, which that one really surprised me. Putting 5 onto Nemesis, he puts extra padding, which I don't particularly care. He espionages a grenade launcher, which I do care about, and now Nemesis is big. Flamewar not dealing a ton of damage to Prowl, so I'm sitting pretty happy here. I think where I'm at now, I mean, Flamewar's got tough 3, but a buffed up Wheeljack can deal some damage here. So I'm doing some math here. I gotta deal probably another 15 to kill Nemesis. I don't think that's likely here without that grenade launcher and maybe a reckless charge. but I could kill Flamewar from here, I think. So I start my engines. Or, I guess I'm debating. Okay, Reckless Charge into Wheeljack rather than start your engines this turn. To get his... he's dealing 12 there. And I don't get the kill on Nemesis, but he's close. Maybe the smarter move there would have been to swing into Flamewar, but I didn't want to deal with her tough there. I'm hoping I pull another Bashing Shield at some point. Although maybe I'm only running one in this deck. I forget off the top of my head. So the logic there, and maybe that was a misplay, I didn't want to start my engines because I didn't want to make 2 attacks into a tough 2 or tough 3 enemy, letting them stack up their defense against each attack. I felt like, let me stack my attack into a single attack so I only have to face the defense once. And then I could, you know, start my engines on another turn. Because I think here, Wheeljack will survive another hit. Maybe not a Nemesis, or maybe not a Nemesis hit, but Prowl can survive a Nemesis hit, hopefully. We'll see. He's swinging 10. But I do have some blue in my deck. Maybe start my engines would have been the appropriate move. So I take 7, and I do survive with 1, which means now is the time to do a start my engines. There is the start my engines. Flip them both. Now Wheeljack's got bold 3 if I flip him back into bot mode. There is the Bashing Shield to get rid of one of the enhanced or extra paddings. Flip Wheeljack, so now he's swinging with bold 4. Prowl is swinging with bold 1, and I think I forgot about that effect again. I'm really missing a lot of triggers, so this is obviously showing my unfamiliarity with cards. Oh, there. There, I remember it. So there is my bold killing Nemesis. So, he's off the table. I think I've got this game now with just a Flame War. So I stealth Prowl here to protect him, to let me get 2 swings off. Going into Flame War, going into Wheeljack is not something I'm worried about at that range. Yeah, managing to do 2 damage to him. And I think I've won this game at this point. I think I was thinking about flipping Wheeljack to try and draw a card, but I don't really need it. Put a turbo booster on Prowl just to give him the +1, because 2 versus 1 I'm not going to need untap effects anymore. Flame War manages to get all of Prowl's attack offer with her defense. So I really should have, if I put the turbo boosters on Prowl, he's my, or on Wheeljack, he's my bigger guy. That would have been the smarter move. And I managed to block 4 and survive a turn. And yeah, I'm showing my opponent my hand. All I've got is improvised shields in my hand, so, you know, that doesn't do a lot of good. So now Prowl is swinging back. Yeah, so not doing too great here. And again, I reshuffled my deck so I don't have the bold for Wheeljack. So the game's going to its inevitable conclusion at this point, but I'm not helping myself. There's a brainstorm and a security checkpoint by my opponent. Plays a secret action, which I think is hiding spot, so it doesn't do him any good. And he does manage to kill Prowl. So now I might be a little worried that I can't seem to get around Flame War here. And I do have a weapon in hand. And there's a good game to my opponent. So yeah, definitely cars are not my strong suit, but I'm learning them. Hope you had fun, and catch y'all on the next one.